Hello everyone and welcome to UFRL Season 11 for Tier 1, and it is Round 1, first race of the season. We are here in Mexico and it looks like it's going to be a pretty wet qualifying for the first race today, so we'll see what tyres these guys are going to choose from as we wait now for the first car to come out on track. So we'll see. I'm assuming people are going to be thinking about strategies coming into this qualifying, because I'm not too sure whether it's going to be wet in the race as well, so I think I'll have to just keep an eye out for that when the race starts. I think we've got, is that McLaren oh no, sorry, that's an Alpine coming out there, so that will be, is it Stevens? Or is it Deadly? I'm not too sure yet. I'll have to wait and see. Here we go. So it is Deadly. He's going to be first out on track, who has opted for the intermediate tyres. So we'll see how these tyres do in these conditions as he comes out for his outlap now. Looking a little slidey there, so it's going to be interesting to see the lap times coming through here, as I know it's going to be quite difficult qualifying for some with these conditions. Got a McLaren coming out as well, which is, I believe it's going to be either Titan or Bevan, who is reserving up from Tier 2 today, so interesting to see what, a few cars coming out now, but we'll stick with Deadly as he's going to be the first to set a lap time, so we'll stick with him. Which McLaren that came out actually? So it was Titan, who's going to be followed by a kick of William, and then Boy Knockout just behind as well. So we'll come back around to Deadly now, who's just about to start his lap. So here he comes through the last corners. And down the main straight. So there's not going to be any DRS advantage here, so it is all just going to be down to lap times and ERS management as well. As it comes across, coming through the chicanes here, just missing the apex, keeping it nice and wide on the exit there. Powering through, there's another vehicle in front, hopefully to move out of the way, yep. Back through the second set of chicanes. Before coming around the hairpin, coming into sector 2. Now we'll see how he fares through the S section, as it is very, very slippy, it seems. Very close to the edge there, but managing to keep it on track. Very nicely done. Down the back straight now, coming up to the right-hander. Oh, as he does invalidate coming off there. Very slidey, I believe. Who was the next person? Was it the Williams? Oh no, sorry, it was Titan next, so we'll see how his lap's coming. Car moving out the way. Nice there. As Titan comes through the S sections, this is his first, I believe, his debut season for UFRL, so we'll see how he fares during his qualifying. It's very slidey out there. He has opted for the wet tyres though. So there's going to be, I believe, a mix of tyre selection out on track for this qualifying. Coming through the right hander, much more cleaner than Deadly, so possibly the wet tyres are the tyre to be on for this qualifying at the moment. Coming around the last corner, it looks very slow, but we'll have to see what time comes out when he crosses the line. So that's a 1:31.1 for Titan. I believe Willie was up next, so we'll see his time as he comes around. He has opted for the intermediate, so we'll see what time. 1:29.3, so much quicker. As Boy Knockout now with a 128.6, so even quicker. What tyres is he on? He's on the intermediate, so it's looking like the intermediate tyres are definitely the tyres to be on right now, as Ivy goes even quicker. Must be drying very quickly this track, because the difference between these lap times is incredible. As Ivy's also on the intermediates as well, so it is looking like the intermediate tyres are the best ones to be on at the moment, as we've got Bam coming around the last corner to complete his time on the intermediates as well, and he puts in a 127.7, so the times are just getting better and better as we go. So are the conditions drying a lot quicker than we thought? We've got Warriner about to cross the line as he's setting his lap time, a 127.8 on the intermediate. So yeah, definitely the intermediate deck sits in a beautiful time there, 127.0, so 7 tenths quicker than Bam. Definitely the intermediate tyres are the tyres to be on right now, as we've got King Luke coming around the last corner as well on the intermediates, as he sets a 128.5, putting himself 5. King Luke is also reserving up as well, so he's done well to put himself in a nice position there. Provisional in 5 right now, position 5. As Morg Massey has unfortunately invalidated it. Oh, it was his outlap anyway, so we'll see. Haven't missed any. Who's coming around? The Mercedes of Mr. P, still further back yet, so are any of these close to the end? So Deadly, I believe has he done another run, or is he coming in? No, he's definitely setting a lap time, so we'll see what he gets as he crosses the line. It will be pole 126.1. A very quick lap there from Deadly. Let's see who else we've got to cross the line as well. Mr. P here, he's just about to complete a lap here. Just coming around the last corner, a little bit of a squirrel there, but manages to keep it on. Puts himself up to 6 behind his teammate at 128.1. Very nicely done. Who else we got here? Got Bevan, who is just starting his lap there. Got Woody just about to start a lap as well, so see who's closest to finishing a lap here. These guys, I believe is it Morg Massey? As he comes around the final corner, I believe it is Morg Massey. He's about to set his lap time of 128.9, putting him up into 10th. There was a bit of movement there. I think Boy Knockout's just put in a 128.0, slotting himself in between 6, and I believe, not too sure, there was a bit of a change there. We've got a few invalidations here. Any of these guys close to the end of the lap. Tesco Media's invalidated. I believe it's Free Range Eggs about to set the next lap time. Coming around the last hairpin. A little bit of a back end slip there. Coming around the last corner. Power down, not too early, nicely done. Comes across the line. 129.3, putting himself in 12th. Next we've got Bevan here crossing the line. 128.8, putting himself up in 10th, so not bad for Tier 2 driver there. Tesco Meal deals back in the pits there. Salty Stevens. It's the next last to set a lap time, so we'll see what he gets. He's ready. He's coming through. Morg Massey on another run here, so can he improve? Oh, I think he's just doing a run out there. Getting ready to start his lap there, so we'll see what Salty Stevens has to offer. Only got 2 drivers left yet to put in a time, which is Tesco Meal Deals and Salty Stevens. Everyone else has put their lap times in, although the track doesn't look like it's drying a lot. So I'm assuming people are definitely going to come out for some more laps and try and improve on their current times. As Salty Stevens now coming around the last corner to cross the line. It's a 1:27.8, putting himself up into 6th, so brilliant lap time there from Salty Stevens. As we've got Merck coming around the corner, can he improve? And he does, a 1:26.6 to put himself up to 3rd position. Brilliant lap time there, as we've got Warrener coming around as well. Is he just starting a lap? Oh, King Luke on his just about to start a lap there. And McLaren coming around. Titan just starting his lap as well. So we've got Morgan Massey here, who I believe is on a flying lap. A little bit of a back end slip there, but nicely kept to keep going. Slightly over the curve there. Comes round the last corner to cross the line. And he's put himself up to 5th position, a 1:27.2. So lovely lap from Fletch there. Right. An Aston Martin coming around, Tesco is just about to start his lap, so we'll hopefully get back to him to see what time he can put himself for. As we've got Deadly just about to start another lap as well, I believe. Yep. Deck here coming round, is he on a flying lap or is he just coming in? Oh, he is on a flying lap, so we'll see what time he pulls. It's a 1:25.4, so much quicker. So the track is definitely getting a lot drier. Much quicker lap times coming out now. So I can believe that's just him starting a lap. Ferrari not behind of Warrener. So we get the telemetry up so we can get a better idea of people on their laps. Titan coming round, he has invalidated that, but I believe that might have been, was it? No. Yeah, unfortunately, I think he must have invalidated just at the end there, so unfortunate for Titan there. Mr. Bohm just about to start a lap. Is that kick coming round here? Yeah, that's Willie just about to start a lap. Who have we got here? Morg Massey just coming into the pits. Tesco, oh, there we go. A 1:26.8 from Tesco, putting himself up to 6th place. So not a bad run there. The lap times are getting much quicker. So I'm assuming the track must be drying out. As Deadly's looking to start another lap here, it seems. As we've got another car. Oh, that's Deck coming in. We've got Ferrari here, is that Gandalf? Gandalf about to start a lap. Yep. We do have, I believe, is it Haas coming around the last corner? He's finishing his lap. I think a few just starting the laps here, so we will stick. See. Cars we've got out here at the minute. Russell Bolt now coming through the final corner, putting his ERS on to cross the line, puts himself up into 2nd, 1:26.1. Brilliant lap there from Rusty Bolt, putting himself up to P2. Not quite quick enough to get ahead of Deck, as Deck is looking extremely quick with that time actually. 6/10 in front of 2nd place. So these other drivers have got some doing to get ahead of Deck here. As Ivy now up into 2nd place with a 25.461, so 4 thousandths of a second just behind Deck, so very close. Lap times definitely picking up here. There's got Ferrari coming through the last sector of Gandalf, coming around the last corner, so can he improve? He's currently in P11, looking to improve his time coming around the last corner. ERS down, crosses line, does improve up to 7th for Gandalf, 1:26.4. Very nicely done. Who else have we got coming around here? We've got Woody in the Red Bull coming around the last corner, looking to improve his time. And he does, all the way up into 7th, as I believe there was another time set just behind him of Warriner, who puts himself up into 3rd at 125.9. So it's looking like the lap times are just going to keep coming, just going to keep getting better and better. Will anyone take the risk of put on slicks? Looks like there's still intermediates out everywhere at the minute, so no one's opted for any slick tyres as of yet, but could possibly get that coming to the end of qualifying, who knows. As we've got Mercedes coming around the last corner of Ivy, just about to start a lap, so we'll leave him to that for now. Deck just about to start a time as well in the RB. We do have a Ferrari coming down through sector 3 of Gandalf, who has unfortunately invalidated, so we'll either be starting a lap again or coming into the pits. So here we've got Woody, who is just saving battery at the minute, so he's not on a lap at the moment. All these drivers might possibly well just be saving up for one last run, as we've got 1 minute and a half left of the session. So let's see. Big queue coming out of sector 3 there, just to start the final laps. So we'll see who we've got. Who's going to be, I believe Gandalf will probably be the first to set the final lap, as I don't think he'll make it round for one more run. Just have to see. I think he's on his final run anyway, so we'll stick with, as Boy Knockout has retired from the session as he crashed out. Not too sure what's happened there. We'll go back down to Gandalf. I think Boy Knockout might have crashed in sector 1. It looks like yellow flags, so that's unfortunate for the Red Bull driver there, as Gandalf is now coming round the last sector, round the chicane, through the right hander to cross the line. ERS deployed. Can he improve from 11th? He can, throws himself up to 4th with a 126 dead. Next we've got Woody to cross the line in the Red Bull. Ooh, losing the back end a bit there, coming through that last sector, crossing the curb. Is this going to impede on his time? We'll have to see. Oh, as he goes sideways and slips. Oh, that's so unfortunate. As we'll have a look at the times coming through now. Who have we got? Bam into the pits. King Luke to cross the line. Can he improve from 10th? He can, all the way up into 4th with a 125.9. We've got a kick coming through, which is Merck with a 125.7. Beautiful times as we've got the 2 Aston Martins now coming through. Tesco Meal Deals crossing the line up into 6th, followed by his teammate Free Range Eggs, who puts himself up into 14th place. All crossing the line at the same time is crazy. Who else have we got? As Deadly now sets the pole position, provisional 124. Can anyone beat it? We've still got Deck out on track at the moment. Coming around the last corner. ERS down. There we go. Deck taking back his pole position 124.5. I believe that is going to be the end of that run. Gandalf has invalidated, so I assume he'll just be coming straight back in. But this is your opening times. This is going to be your starting grid for the race. We've got Deck in first, Deadly in second, Warriner in third. Great show from Warriner there. Ivy in fourth. Merckx, our season 10 champion, up in fifth. We've got King Luke, who's done a smashing job there, putting himself in sixth position, reserving up from tier 2, so fantastic from King Luke. Tesco Meal Deals follows, and I'll go through the rest once we get through to the next screen. But fantastic qualifying from everyone there. Yeah, so as I was saying, Tesco Meal Deals up in 7th, got Gandalf in 8th, Rusted Bolt in 9th, and Mr. P to complete your top 10 for the start of the race. So great showing for these guys. We're going to have a 5-minute break before the race starts, and then we will be underway. Hello and welcome back. We should be ready to go any minute now, and it looks like it's going to be a wet race as well. So I can imagine there's going to be possibly a bit of contact coming through on the first turn here, but we'll see as we start off with our season 11 starting race here at Mexico for Tier 1. Who will take the win for the first race of the season? Let's see and find out, as I believe drivers should be readying up now, so we should be going any second. Should be any second now. I believe drivers should be readying up now. Finally, here we go, 5 red lights. And off we go. Looking like a not too bad of a start from Deck. We'll wait for it to come back round. A lot of splashback coming through there. As Deadly looking to make a move around the outside of Deck, so we've got a much better start coming through turn 1. As there's a Ferrari way out wide there. I believe that was lots of position changes here coming through the first sector. Warren having a bit of wobble there. Deck right up the back of Deadly, looking to take that position back up in pole. Looking around the outside, not enough there, stays in behind for the time being. As we've got a car going straight ahead of, I believe that was Gandalf. Unfortunately, yeah, he's gone straight off, so he's had to come back round. Very unfortunate there. He has been given a time penalty as well, which is very unfortunate. Back up through to the top as Deadly currently in the lead, taking that position from Deck. Ivy is also up in front of Foreigner. We'll just have a quick look at position changes here. So yeah, we've got Ivy up 1, Deadly up 1, Warner down and Deck down. We've got Mr. P making a fantastic start with 3 positions gained, as well as Woody up behind in the Red Bull, up 4 positions as well. Tesco Williams dropping down to 2 places. Have a look up at the front, as Ivy's already got a time penalty, which is going to definitely affect his race for his positioning there, which is unfortunate. We'll keep looking through. As besides a little slip from Gandalf, I don't think I've seen too much contact here. Gandalf unfortunately dropped down 10 places there. And Rusted Bolt as well, which unfortunately has come into the pit, so must have some damage here, unfortunately, for Rusted Bolt there, who was right, I think it was right within the top 10. So very unfortunate for Rusted Bolt there. As got Fletcher right up behind the Alpine of Salty Stevens. No one looking to move. There is a lot of spray, so visibility for these drivers must be extremely difficult as well. Little slides here and there as well, so definitely got some tricky conditions here for the drivers today on the track, which is very punishable as well for track limits. So we might see a lot of penalties coming through on this race, as Bam closing up behind Boy Knockout here, right up the back of him here, coming through the S sections here. Look how slidey these cars are. Not a lot of traction here for the guys at all. Well, Mexico's not great for traction on a dry day, so there's going to be a lot of struggling out here for these drivers today. As we've got Morg Massey getting in front of Salty Stevens there, coming through up into the chicane. fastest that time from Deadly, who is actually pulling a little bit away from Deck there, up in second place. The closest we've got is just a few battles here. We've got Titan coming up behind Sawyer Stevens. He's going to go for the overtake coming down the straight. Cuts to the inside and makes the move done nice and easy for Titan there. Gets ahead and we'll be looking towards Morgan Massey in the RB for his next move, as we've got Boy Knockout now right behind the back of Tesco. There's a little bit of contact there, I believe. Pushes out wide. And he goes past. Gets ahead, as it does look like Bam was looking down the inside of Tesco. Doesn't quite get the move. Tesco hanging it around the outside, keeping in front and keeping that horse behind him. But no positions gained yet, but he's looking like he's closing down a little bit on Warrener there, who is currently in 4th place after losing that position to Ivy. So he'll be looking to hopefully push forward and try and get a place back up there. We'll go down to Bam, who is just 2 tenths now behind Tesco Meal Deals. So will he be looking to make a move coming down this straight? Looks for the inside, goes for it, has a little peek, no, it ends up backs out. Thinks better of it. Just keeping to the inside there. Nice and tight through that chicane there. Now coming through around the last corners. Will he be looking to make a move on this next straight? We'll have to wait and see. Can he get the grip to come through? As it does look like Tesco Meadows does have the better traction there coming out. It looks like he's pulling away. Although now he's saying that Bam is up right behind again. Will he be going for a move on the inside, or will he stick in behind? Having a little peek. Does he have the time? Does he have the space? He's gone for the move. Oh, very slidey. Manages to avoid it to Tesco Meadows there. So very good move there. Oh, very good save, should I say? Sorry. Just have a look at what tyres we've got here. Oh, sorry. One. As we've got a mix. Oh, Bam. Going down the inside of Tesco, getting the move done around the outside, picks it off nice and beautiful. A lot of drivers here very, very close on. We're going to assume there's going to be a lot of overtaking over here, as there's quite a few tyres on the track here, but we've got a few that have opted for the intermediates, so we'll have to see how that plays out later on, as William is now 2 tenths up behind Tesco Meal Deals, so we'll see. We'll be able to get any space, get close enough to maybe make a move coming down the straight. He is dropping off a little bit through the S sections there, so Tesco Meal Deals with better traction there coming. Look at that back end kick out. It's so slippy out here on track, as we've got a new fastest lap of Deadly 131. He's just pulling further and further away from Deck each lap as we go, so Deck struggling a little bit here, as Ivy has got past Deck as well. Struggling, he's got damage, doesn't look like it. Must be the wet tyres. It looks like the intermediate tyres are probably the better tyres to be at this moment in time, as Ivy, look at the traction, a lot more traction there than Deck. So I believe the tyres might be the better tyres to be on the start of this race, as yeah, Deck has got a kick out there, trying to keep it to the back of Ivy. As our next closest battle is going to be Titan here, 3 tenths. Oh no, we've got Bevan right up the back of Salty Stevens there. I think he had a bit of a slip there. Bevan looking down the inside, just not getting the move done there. Keeps it in nice and tight behind. Will he be looking for another move? Nice and tight through the S section here. Quite a few drivers coming through here. We've got William, Willie, he's coming up through as well. Nice little train going on here, keeping all these drivers together, so let's see how this goes here. As William looking to make a move, no, he's too far back, he's just going to back out of that. Bevan, not Titan, sorry, having a peek on Morgan Massey, doesn't quite make it there. A lot of battling going on between these drivers here, a few little groups going on. We'll try our best to keep with all the battles going on, hopefully don't miss anything. So our next one, Woody, coming up behind Mr. Owen. nice and tight, hitting them apexes, beautiful going through there. Ooh, has a little bit of a slide, but beautiful save from Woody there. Keep it going, keeping nice and tight as Bevan does make the move past Salty Stevens now. Gets up headed into 15th place. And now we'll be looking possibly at the RB in front of him of more massive. So our next battle is going to be Woody, who's right up behind Mr. P. Coming up towards the S section now, a little bit of a slide there from Woody, just a bit of loss of traction. Nice and tight through these S's. Trying to keep as much grip as possible. Mr. P going a little bit wide, allows Woody to get in ever so closer. Better traction coming out of the S's to save himself, so will Woody look for a move? He's going to stick in behind, stay behind for the time being. Top backhand's kicking out yet again. So very slippy through that last, at the end of that right-hander, at the end of that straight, very slippery. So something to watch out for these drivers here as Titans now only 3/10 up behind Billy. So Billy will be looking at making a move as Tesco is going to let it wide there. Which has probably impeded his there. Very, very sliding. Look at the back end, he's just kicking out. Same with Billy there. Some of these lads just looking a little bit quicker, just not getting the traction where they need it to be able to make these moves. Will there be any moves here on this back straight now? As it looks like Evan was possibly looking at a move there, but I think it's wiser if it stays in behind. Rough spot, free range eggs, unfortunately fairly far back, unfortunately due to that damage and earlier having to pit. As Woody again right behind the back of Mr. P, much better traction from Woody this time coming through. Does have to back out a little bit to avoid hitting the back of Mr. P. You see how he comes through these S sections here, keeping it nice and tight towards the curb. As Mr. P and King look ahead, looking much better for the traction coming through there, so Woody has lost out a little bit there, coming through there, as we've got a 3-second time penalty for boy knockout, unfortunately, so that's going to affect his position later on in the race. Our next battle is going to be Titan up behind Willie again. All these groups staying nice and close. Oh, as Dex now into the pits, so opting for them, yeah, definitely the better tyres to be on as he goes on to the intermediates to try and see if he can try and save up some of those places that he lost earlier on. As Titan is now 3/10 up from Willie, so Willie will be looking to move down this back straight. Being nice and tight, I believe the ERS is deployed, so he's to make that push. Comes out, goes for the inside. Side by side coming through, and Titan gets ahead, put himself in front of the kick of Willie. The overtake move there from Titan. Bam, we've got 2 temps right behind Boy Knockout in the Red Bull. Little slip from Boy Knockout there. Bam keeping it nice and tight. Nice traction coming through them corners there from both drivers there, so we'll see how they come through. This S section, can Bam keep it close enough to be able to go for the overtake through the straight? Little slide from Boy Knockout there, it seems, keeping Bam right up close. Has much better traction coming out that last sector, so pulling just away isn't going to be, yeah, it's plenty enough for Bam to have to stay behind and wait for another opportunity to try and go for overtake, as we've got Morg Massey, who is literally 1/10 up behind Willie now, so Willie lose out to Fletcher. Nope, stays in behind, almost has a little skid as Bev does pick up a 3-second time penalty, which will unfortunately affect him as well, as Salty Stevens does take the position back from him, gets back ahead of Bev. He must have gone a little bit wide to allow him back through, which is the reason why he's got the penalty. As something's happened here, oh no, Mr. P and Woody pitting it for the intermediate, so yep, definitely the wet tyres are the wrong tyre to be on now. Definitely the wrong tyre is. A lot of these drivers are now opting for the intermediates, so it's too dry for the wet tyres now. You can see where the line has dried out now. We've got Bam going side by side with Boy Knockout here. Ooh, just a little bit of contact there. Possibly could have left a little bit more room for Boy Knockout there, but Ooh, side by side again, yeah. A little bit of contact here from these two. Really, really struggling, fighting against each other to make up these positions. No damage here, so leave that to the stewards to decide. But yeah, that was a bit of a rough and tumble from these two here. Let's have a look down the field as we've got Woody, who's now 2 tenths behind Mr. P. Oh, as he's side by side now. Oh, P, beautiful. Beautiful move from Woody there. Breaking late down the inside to get ahead. And he's looking like a lot quicker coming through this section as well. So Mr. P won't be able to go back. Have to wait. Try and keep up and get him somewhere else further down, as we've got now Bam. We've got a few more going into the pits as well. So Merc for the intermediate as well. Yeah, all these drivers now switching over to the intermediate tyres, so the track's definitely drying up for these drivers now. As, yep, we've got more Willie and Fletch now pitting for the intermediates as well, so definitely drying up. Definitely drying up. Watching for, we've got more and more drivers switching to the intermediate tyres from the wets. Tesco meal deals. As Ivy has left the session, he has disconnected, which is going to affect him there. Try and get him back in. I don't know if any on race control can hear as well. You can send him an invite as well, just try and get him back in. Just drop him an invite there. Closest battle here is going to be Woody. I'm not too sure what happened to Stevens then, just completely went off track. I don't know whether it's these tyres or if he slipped or what, but he's just completely let Woody through. So Woody's made up another position, didn't need to battle there whatsoever. So with these pit stops now, it's quite a break between all the drivers across the board. I mean, you've got Deck, who's just 5 tenths behind Mr. Poem now. I think Stevens is struggling on these tyres. Absolutely just dropping places at the minute, which is not ideal for the Alpine driver. So I'm assuming he's probably going to come into the pits now to put on intermediate tyres and try and save up what damage has been done. Yeah, he comes for intermediate tyres as Gandalf now has picked up for warning. So missed the track, very hard to stay on top as right behind Bevan here. Under a tenth, then looking side by side, going through that straight, but Bevan does manage to keep it ahead. Bolt looking like he's trying to get through. Ooh, getting a bit too eager to possibly get past the tier 2 driver. Getting a bit impatient, throws it down the inside. No contact made whatsoever. Bevan keeps it nice and wide to avoid contact. Rusty Bolt looking down the inside again. Really, really tight to that inside of that McLaren. He's going to push his way through. And he does get ahead of Bevan, but now Bevan, we're looking behind him as he's now got Woody up behind him as well. He's looking very, very quick. Very, very nice drive for Woody here at the moment in time. We'll see, has he got enough? Much better traction coming out of that sector there. Throws it side by side. Bevan braking later, keeping just ahead. Woody just managing to avoid. Woody now round the outside, very tight there, close to Bevan. Slight contact from Mage coming through. Woody might think he just might need to be a bit patient here. He's looking like he's pushing a bit too much to try and get ahead of Bevan here. As now he's let Mr. Poem come through. Mr. P has come through. Woody's got a bit too eager trying to get past, lost his traction. Mr. P's come through, overtaking him now. They're going 3 side by side, coming through this sector. And Mr. P gains 2 positions coming down there, with Woody getting a bit too eager trying to get past Bevan. He's lost traction, which has allowed Mr. P to just swoop in around the outside and overtake them both. So beautiful move from Mr. P there, absolutely fantastic. Little train going down here though with these drivers here. You got King Luke, also a tier 2 driver reserving up for this race, as Deadly has left the session, so we're going to have to try and get him back in. See if I've got him, just bear with me. There we go. So hopefully he doesn't drop too much, as he does currently hold a 20-second lead advantage, which is just insane. The other battles look just having a quick look around. I think this is the closest one at this moment in time. No, we do have Warner, who's 2 tenths, right behind Titan, and then McLaren looks to go around the outside, doesn't quite get there, but he does have the better exit coming out that corner, so really go for the move. Titan moving across to the side, Benton move, covering that inside, goes back in Warner, just not close enough to make a move, as we've got free range eggs now, overtaking Boy Knockout, who has ghosted. I've to send Boy Knockout an invite as well. So hopefully he doesn't lose too many positions in. Boy Knockout now dropped to last place, unfortunately, because of that. Mr. P unfortunately has fell behind Woody again. So we missed Woody taking back that place. Can Mr. P get close enough to go through this sector to try and maybe take him back again. Losing a bit of the back end there. The rain's picking up again. Is it conditions worsening again? I'm not too sure. Can't tell. Just losing more and more time here. So he's now dropped for almost a second and a half. Been half a lap there. So struggling a little bit is Mr. P. Unfortunately, after that brilliant move, has now got Warren back 2 tenths up behind Titan. Coming through the same section. Can he get the better exit this time and possibly make the move down that back end? Oh, little slide from Warner, which is going to impede his exit now, coming through to maybe try and go for a move. A little bit too much acceleration there as well, just losing traction. Although he is still sticking with Titan, so is he close enough to make for a move? Will he be able to get in front in time before we reach the end of the straight? We'll have to see. He's gaining and gaining. Oh, he's losing a bit of time actually now. Unfortunately not close enough to make that move, so we'll have to stay in behind and try again in another time, as we do have Tesco Meal Deals picking up a 3-second penalty, so we'll have to put penalties now. So 3 seconds for Ivy, Deck, Titan and Woody, as well as Willie and Gandalf. We got 6 seconds for Bevan and Boy Knockout, and unfortunately Tesco Meal Deals, that does actually put him up to 9 seconds, so it's going to heavily affect his finishing position. Finish. So we'll see if the position changes at the minute. Titan with a fantastic race at the moment, up 11 places. Starting down, all the way down near the bottom. He's managed to get himself all the way up into 6th place at the moment, 11 places, so brilliant drive from him as well. Bam also doing an exceptionally good job, up in 4th place, 9 positions gained, and Bev down in 12th, has actually made up 7 positions as well. So both McLarens qualifying not too great, but in the race they're looking much better. A lot of positions gained between them two. A lot of positions, so nicely done from the McLaren boys there, and from the Haas as well. Bam. So I don't know if we've got Deadly back in the session yet. It does still look like he's ghosted, so we'll drop him another quick invite, as Ivy is actually closing down on that time to him at the moment. It was up to 20 seconds, now it's down to 6, so I think Ivy's going to try and capitalise on Deadly disconnecting here and try and get in try and catch up as soon as possible. So that's going to be a big gain for Ivy there, and unfortunately Deadly a huge loss, as it's now up to 4 seconds, so that's 16 seconds of advantage that Deadly's lost now. Warriner back up behind Titan. Titan with a little wobble there, which leaves Warriner right up behind. A little wobble again, I think Titan might be struggling here, because Warriner then has a little wobble himself, which allows Titan to just get away. Coming around the same sector again. Titan on much older tyres, so might be why he's struggling in certain areas. See how his tyres go on as Warren has a little slip there. Although he still gets a looking exit, although Titan's still keeping it ahead at the moment in time. Can he stay ahead? Warren coming up right behind him. Still, don't think he's not close enough to make a move still, so he will have to stay behind, as Bevan has now got past Rusty Bolt as he has pitted. So he's come in for another set of tyres. So did he start on intermediates and just opted for another set? Or I'm not too sure what's happened there. Did he get damage? Fletch now on Willie in the kick. Behind 3 attempts behind. Here. A little bit of a wobble there from Fletch, which allows Willie to pull just away now, gaining 3 attempts on him, so not close enough to make a move as of yet, as he does break late, but manages to keep it on. Now we've got 3 range eggs with a 3-second time penalty, so very, very strict, and very strict this track is for time penalties. As we've got now Woody overtaking Warriner, so I'm not too sure what's happened there as Warriner tries to keep it around the outside. Unfortunately does lose that place out to Woody, so that's Woody making up another position. It's actually driving from there as well. I wonder what happened there, no cars were coming through, is that something happened there? Little wobbles there going on, so there's still... The track is still very wet, and the traction isn't ideal, as Warren is now coming up behind Woody, going around the outside, taking that position, getting back ahead of Woody, saying no thank you, I'll take that place back, and now he's behind Titan again, but does have to keep an eye on behind now for Woody, looking possibly to take that place back yet again, and Mr. P just slightly back there, but maybe looking to capitalise again. If these two, or these 3, get into a battle up ahead, he might be able to steal a few more positions like he did a few laps ago. So definitely keep an eye out for that. As now Deadly is still, unfortunately, still ghosted, so he's now dropped down to 3rd place with Ivy in 1st, but Deck has now caught up to the back of Ivy. So this is now going to be a battle between Ivy and Deck for that 1st position. Deck coming very, very close behind, up behind Ivy then. Keeping it nice and close, looking for the opportunity to make that overtake. Little slide off from Deck there, which allows Ivy to get breakaway just a little bit, give himself a bit of breathing room. Let's come through with these next sectors here. Deck nice and tight to the apex. Woody back in front of Warriner again as well. Little battle going on between Woody and Warriner there, so a little bit of contact I think there. Not too much in it though. He's got William right behind the back of Tesco Meal Deals as well. Not close enough to make a move unfortunately, so does have to stick in behind. Warriner now right on the back of Woody again. Who's also right on the back of Titan as well, with P lurking in the background waiting to pounce. Slide from Woody I think there then, coming through that corner then, through the S sections. Who's going to come out with the better traction to maybe gain an advantage here, maybe gain a place, overtake. Woody not close enough. Goes slightly wide. Oh, Warriner comes through on the inside, beautiful, as Mr. P's looking for the move as well. Oh, just Mr. P just misses out, but Warriner does get back ahead. Warriner does get back ahead. So it's going to be another battle between there. Woody looking like he's having a little spin there. Little slide. Mr. P right up the back of him. Woody making the defensive move, going across to the inside line. P coming right behind. Cutting around the outside. Beautiful move from Mr. P there to get ahead of Woody now. Unfortunately dropping 2 places, losing out to Warner, and now Mr. P with King Luke now lurking in the background as well. So all this battling is allowing some of the drivers further back to now getting involved as well. So definitely something to keep an eye on there. As we've got Rusty Bolt getting ahead of William, coming down the back straight, covers the inside line and makes it round, keeps him ahead as Ivy is... Oh, it's Merck! Completely misses. Merck's battled all the way up, managed to get himself up to second, taking over Ivy, who is... Oh, Ivy must have had something happen. Ivy must have spun or something like that, because he has fallen way off behind deck. So not ideal from Ivy there as well. Unfortunate. Ivy there is King Luke now also getting ahead of Woody, so is Woody's tyres starting to die off? Has he pushed maybe a bit too hard and killed them off now, as King Luke has also made that move? Bam down in 10th as well. Something happened between Ivy and Bam. Must have missed that, because I'm sure Bam was up in 4th earlier as well. But I do apologise if I have missed something there. As a few getting past here now, King Luke coming up side by side with Mr. P. Coming down the last straight, still side by side. Coming through turn 1 as Luke does back out and allowing Mr. P through. But Woody dropped even further back now, so he was initially ahead as Tesco Meadows does Rusty Bolt there. Yeah, Woody was would have been up in 4th place, up in front of Warner, but he has lost out now to Warner, Titan, Mr. Poeman, King Luke, or Titan's lost out to Warner. So Warner is now leading that pack. A lot of battles going on this race. Really hard to follow everything going on. But yeah, I think I've missed something unfortunately major between Ivy and Bam there, as Bam was looking really good up in 4th place. Unfortunately for him, so there's Woody just looking to make a move there. A little slide out from there, definitely struggling for the direction making through. Just to be right on the back of Titan to make a move. Look for better traction, it looks like, coming from Mr. P. Gandalf from the 3-second time penalty again. Unfortunately for him, that's going to definitely affect his race. Mr. P side by side with Titan. Not having enough pace to make the move though, unfortunately, so it does look like he's going to stay in behind for the time being. With King Luke also having a little peek, stays in behind, as we've got Woody has decided to pit, so I'm assuming, yeah, he was just struggling with he must have killed off his tyres. He's had to pit for some more, so I'm assuming a lot of these other drivers are going to have to do that at some point as well, as Mr. P is now 2 attempts right behind the McLaren driver of Titan. Mr. P, McLaren driver last season, now battling with them in front. Be able to get the traction going through the 6th section to keep ahead. Make that overtake. A little slide from Titan there, which keeps Mr. Play right up behind. Another slide again and again. Oof, very close to him spinning out there, which would have been absolutely detrimental to his race there. Almost making contact. P does back off, which allows him to not make contact. Little snap from P there. Really get the better traction coming around this last corner as Titan goes wide. Has a little slip where he does go into the pits, so Mr. P is going to gain that position through there, but he has dropped now 5 seconds behind Warner, so he's got a little bit of catching up to do now, getting stuck behind Titan to catch back up to Warner, who was a part of that pack as well not so long ago, as King Luke is now looking for the overtake on Mr. P, taking the inside line and getting ahead. Just nice move there from King Luke coming down that back end straight to make the move through turn 1. As we've got Fletch now 2 attempts behind Tesco Meal Deals So hopefully, is that a ghosted car? I believe that's Boy Knockout. Yeah, it is. He's getting laps and laps. So yeah, unfortunate for Boy Knockout there. As we've got next battle is going to be Tesco Deals making the move on Fletch. Fletch looking like he's going to try and fight it back. Tesco shutting the door, saying no thank you, you're not getting through. Beautiful move from Tesco there to keep the position. Morg Massey fighting to try and possibly make a move further down the line, as our next closest battle is going to be Ivy up behind Merc. So Ivy going to try and, as we've got a 10-second penalty, unfortunately for King Luke for speeding in pit lane, which is really unfortunate, as he was having an absolutely fantastic race as Deadly sets a new fastest time at 1:28.1, so he's definitely come back into the race now. Ivy looking down the inside of Merc, Merc keeping it around the outside, keeping in front, cutting him off from getting the inside line, getting the switch back. So Ivy will have to stay in behind for the time being. As we've got Woody now going around the inside of Morg Massey, making that place through turn 1 and getting himself back up into 10th position, and then picks up a 3-second time penalty, which is so unfortunate for Woody, as he was looking so quick as well, making up them positions. Has unfortunately got a 3-second penalty, which is going to affect his race even more. So unfortunate to Woody there, I'm afraid, as Free Range Eggs is he looking for a move on Salty Stevens, as these two are on quite old tyres now. 14 laps, I think, is around the laps that people have been doing before the pitted. So will any of these be looking to pit soon, or are they just going to hang it out and see what happens first? No gains to be made here, although we do have Merc, who has gone into the pits for another set of intermediates. So yeah, a lot of drivers on, I think it's around the 13-14 lap mark is where they're going to be making their pits. So a lot of these drivers are going to be pitting soon. The others, I'm assuming, are just going to try and make it to the end. We will have to see, as Bevan does make the position on Gandalf. Much fresher set of tyres, gets ahead of him. A little bit of a spread now at the moment. I believe our closest battle we've got here is Free Range Eggs behind Salty Stevens. Cutting to the inside line, coming down the back straight, and then covering that inside line and making the move done. Beautiful move from Free Range Eggs there to gain a position. Woody now back up in front of Tesco Medio, so up into 9th. Does get that position back. A lot of drivers here with penalties, so I'm going to assume there's going to be a bit of a mumbo jumble up at the end of the race once we cross the line. So we'll have to see who can keep the penalties to the lowest. Let's see if we can have a quick look at the penalty situation. So Deck and Ivy up in 1st and 2nd with 3 seconds, and then 3rd down to 7th. No penalties at all, which is fantastic work from them lot. You got Williams with a 3. Oh, Mr. Pope picking up a 3-second time penalty, unfortunately for him. Willie with a 3-second, Woody with a 9, Tesco Meadows with a 9, Morg Massey with a 3, King Luke unfortunately with a 13-second time penalties, Mr. P with a 3, Titan with a 6, Free Range Salty with 3, Bevan with 6, Gandalf unfortunately with 12, and Boy Knockout with 6. As Woody now picks up the fastest lap of the race. So brilliant there from Woody. Like I said earlier, he was looking very quick, so it's nice to see him picking up the fastest lap there as well. As I believe our next closest battle is going to be Deadly, who is now back in the session, coming up behind the Williams of Rusted Bolt. A little bit of a slide there coming from Deadly there, which allows Rusted Bolt and Bam to just pull away a little bit. And now, gone wide, Deadly keeping it nice and tight, gaining a little bit more in there. does he gain enough to be able to get through on the, as Deck now taking over from his dad and saying, I'll have the fastest lap instead. Brilliant work from Deck there. Beautiful lap. As just cut down to Mr. P, who is now right at the back of Tescomedos coming through the S section, only 3 tenths behind as Tescomedos goes wide and lets him through. So unfortunately, Tescomedos has a little bit of a slide there, or he just felt bad. He wanted to let him through. I'm going to assume it's probably the first, but you never know. As Deadly is now looking out, Rusty Bolt looking on the inside of Bam. Bam keeping it nice and braking a little bit later, keeping it around the outside, keeping ahead of Rusty Bolt. Nice defensive move there from Bam, as Rusty Bolt does look like he's got the better traction coming out of here, so I think he will take that outside line coming up through the next turn, as it looks like Deadly's trying to squeeze his way through as well. Doesn't make it. Rusty Bolt does make the move on Bam, but Deadly does have to stay behind for the time being as he looks around the inside. Very, very tight there, pushing his way back through. Bam sticks to the inside, unfortunately does break earlier, allowing Deadly to then take that position going through the S section. He has dropped off a little bit behind Rusty Bolt now, so he's going to have to do some catching up to do, and Bam is right behind as well. So he will be looking to possibly take that position back too. As just got so many breaks between drivers here, 2 seconds between first and second, 17 behind third, as Rusty Bolt now unfortunately does pick up a 3-second time penalty, which is definitely going to affect him come towards the end of the race. Bam currently only 1.5 seconds behind, so he's definitely going to have that position if it stays this distance from the end of the race. But yeah, a lot of breakups between drivers here. Closest battle currently will be this one. We are on board with now Salty Stevens coming up behind the back of Free Range Eggs at 7 tenths. Losing a lot of time there as it's now over a second, so we will have a look and see. I believe every single gap here except for Mr. P, which is 4 tenths behind King Luke now. Every other gap is at least a second or over. This will be our closest battle as Deck now picks up another fastest lap at a 1:27.7. Well, the track doesn't look like it's going to be drying at all at any point in this race, but it does look like it's getting drier than it was, as Mr. P, much better traction coming through the S sections here, puts him up right behind King Luke for this next straight. Does he have enough to make the move? No, I think he's going to stay behind and wait for the back straight to make that move. Just going to keep himself nice and tight up behind the Haas of King Luke and to try and make that move coming down the back straight. King Luke with his nice exit from King Luke there to push him a little bit away from Mr. P. Can Mr. P get enough of a run to be able to catch him on the straight? King Luke going for the defensive move, it doesn't look like it's going to make a difference as Mr. P goes back to the outside line, cuts around the outside, and does make that move. So King Luke did try to defend it, unfortunately wasn't enough to keep P behind. So P will take that position up into 10th for Mr. P, as now does look like Morgan Massey and Titan may be catching up, as Titan is now 3 tenths behind. So we'll watch out for the McLaren of Titan also possibly making a move on Morgan Massey in the RB. For now we'll stick on with King Luke, who is just 4 tenths behind Mr. P coming through the S section. Will he try and take the position back in the same place he lost it? We'll have to wait and see whether he's close enough to make that move happen. Although Mr. P does look like he's got the better traction coming through this sector here, so I don't know if King Luke is going to have enough to be able to get back. But I'm sure he's definitely going to try, as Mr. P looks like he goes a little bit wide there, which allows King Luke to get in a little bit closer. Unfortunately, we've been about 7 tenths of a second, so I don't think he's close enough to be able to get anything done there. Even with a slipstream possibly aiding him, I don't think he's got enough, unfortunately, for Luke there, as Sorty Stevens is now coming right up, looking at the inside of free range eggs. Looking to make a move right up there, directly behind, coming down this back straight. Free range moving to the inside line to try and cover off. Defensive move made. But Stevens not close enough to be able to make a move, so we'll have to stay behind the 2 Aston Martins for the time being. Deadly now coming up behind Rusty Bolt. Drop that 1.5 gap down to 7 tenths, so we'll possibly be looking for a move in the next few laps as Titan much better traction up than Fletch. Has to back out though to avoid hitting the back of him. Coming through these S sections here, if he can get the better traction coming out, he might be able to make a move coming out the straight. He does have the better traction, pulls up right behind, coming into the straight, moves to the inside line, and beautiful move from the McLaren to take the place in front of RB, as the RB actually goes for the switchback. Unfortunately, does just miss out. That was a beautiful attempt at the switchback from Fletch there, almost taking back the position he had, but unfortunately does fall in behind, and we'll have to try and fight for that position back. As King Luke is now just over half second there. Tesco Moody's option to Tesco Moody's has come in and retired, so I'm not too sure what's happened there. I don't know why he's done that with only 6 laps left. You'd think he would have just stuck out, especially being up in 13th, so I don't know what's happened there with Tesco Moody's, but yeah, very, very strange from the Aston Martin TP there. Was there with his teammate there, Free Range Eggs, who is also one of his friends, I believe, his best friends. So yeah, to not finish the race with him is very, very odd choice from the driver there. As Merck is now 2, going for the move over on Warriner, taking the inside line and getting back in front. So that pit earlier from Merck definitely benefited, as he's now got himself back up to 3rd place. No penalties as well. They are a bit too far back to contend for 1st and 2nd, unfortunately, even with those penalties. But as not too sure what happened there. Just in a car stop, go wide. I don't know if that was my game or not, if I've missed something, but oh, I think it might have been Tesco Moody's car. Sorry, just pulling over and retiring. Deadly back up into 5th. Now looking to make a place on Warriner here. So he has got in front of Rusted Bolts and he's already pulling about 2 seconds ahead. As Deck now with the fastest lap time again of a 1:27.3. So I don't think anyone's going to beat that coming with these final few laps. Deadly is looking like he's on the hunt now for Warriner in the Ferrari to try and take that 4th position after unfortunately disconnecting earlier with a massive lead, dropping quite a few places. He has managed to fight his way back up into 5th and it's now hunting down Warriner to possibly try and go for the 4th. As will he have enough on this back straight? It does look like he is gaining on Warriner. I think he's going to go for the move, cuts to the inside line and gets past Warriner. Unfortunately, just a bit of a sitting duck there, Warriner. Just has to allow it to happen. As Sorty Stevens now picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So a lot of warnings and unfortunately some time penalties being dished out here, like as Mr. P looking to make a move on Willie. Takes the outside line. As Willie went to cover the inside line, Mr. P just goes down the outside line and gets that position nice and easy. And now is pulling away from Willie very, very quickly, almost a second ahead after that move already. So Willie is struggling a bit there. I don't know if he's on all the tyres, but yeah, unfortunately does lose out to Mr. P there. Deadly has got past Warren unfortunately as well for Warrener, so he's going to have to settle for 4th. I don't think, well, Deadly's not enough to fight back and take back the podium position unfortunately for him, but he has done very well to fight back and get himself back into 4th. So well done to him. As we have to quick look at the, sorry, bear with me. Deadly. Bit of a frantic move there, desperately trying to get ahead. Needs to be careful he doesn't accidentally slip up and crash there like he almost did then, because that would be very bad for his race. He's done very well to get back up into 4th, but he doesn't want to ruin that by causing any collisions, so he needs to be a bit careful here, especially on his old tyres. Of 13 laps, he's just got to be careful. Warren are doing an absolutely amazing job with 22 laps on them intermediates, so to be up there in that position is very, very well done for him. Just looking at the position changes here. Deck back into 1st, where he started. Ivy up 2, Merck up 2, Deadly down 2 unfortunately for him. Warrener is also down 2 as well, unfortunately for Warrener. Rusty Bolt up 3, Bam, absolutely fantastic drive from Bam, up 6 places. So starting at 13th, is now up to 7th place. Brilliant drive from the Haas driver there. Buddy, having a great race earlier. I think he did. Done fantastic this race. A few slip-ups there, a little snap from him there as well. Besides that, I think he's had a great race. Up 4 positions as well, so well done to him. Mr. P up a position. Willie, fantastic drive in Tier 2 last season, up into Tier 1 this season. Showing what he's about as free range exit, another 3-time second penalty unfortunately for him. Yeah, Willie, strong drive here today. Up 6 places from 16th up to 10th. Up from Tier 2 from last season, and showing what he's about, why he was one of the contenders for Tier 2 Championship. Finishing strong today. Tier 1, as we've got King Luke looking right up the back of him, possibly take that 10th position from him. King Luke as well had a fantastic qualifying, unfortunately did lose out a few places earlier, has dropped down 5 places down to 11th, so for him that's unfortunate. Titan, great showing, up 5 places as well as Morg Massey. Free range sort of Steven staying the same. Bevan up 3 places as well, so starting from the back I believe. Up into 6th place, fantastic drive from him. Gandalf unfortunately down 9, and Boynock got down 7. They had the little incident at the start. I mean, Boynock out is ghosted. I think he's not in the session, so that's unfortunate. And Gandalf with the little slip up at the start where he went off track and got himself to the back, so unfortunate for him there. As King Luke now does get ahead of Willie, coming down the back straight, cuts to the outside. William fighting hard, trying to get that position back. Unfortunately does back out a bit, looks to the inside, decides better of it, comes back behind the Haas and potentially will try the move at another point, although this is the last lap, so we will just see. Yeah, so Dead starting the last lap, so Dudley's really only got the end of this lap and next to complete this move. If he wants to keep that 10th position, he's going to have to try and fight for it and get back ahead of King Luke. As Rusty Bolt is now just 2/10 behind Warrener, so Warrener, unfortunately with them really old tyres, might be struggling at this point in the race and might be losing out another position here. But still a strong showing from Warrener regardless. As Rusty Bolt now comes to the inside line, going side by side, not looking like he's gaining. Not at this moment in time. Oh, there we go. As he just get that little push, just pushing ahead of the Ferrari, keeps to the inside, and does make that move happen. So, fortunate to Warrener there. He does lose out on another position there. I think that's just due to his tyre wear. It's probably close, as we see Deck now coming around the last couple turns. Not too sure what the penalty states are, so we'll have to see how it comes when everyone crosses the line. But there we go, Deck taking the win for your round 1 tier 1 race. Ivy crossing the line, put him in 2nd place. Dudley is the next to cross the line, no penalties, but unfortunately too far back to be able to get an advantage, getting in places gained from that. So unfortunately for him, they will be 3rd, but great recovery from Dudley there to drop all the way back and still manage to be able to get on the podium. As Merck does finish just behind in 4th place. Great drive from Merck there. Rusty Bolt crossing the line in 5th, but does have them penalties, so he does drop down to 6th. Warrener taking that 5th place position. Bam crossing the line to finish 7th. Woody with a little slide coming through that last bit there. Oh! Woody almost lose. As Woody does lose it coming out, and I believe he's also hit someone else as well, which is unfortunate for him. Mr. P does get ahead of him because of the penalties and because of that little slip up there. William does finish in 10th, gets that place back in front of King Luke. King Luke down in 11th, so good finish from him. And that is your round 1 tier 1 race for season 11. Deck is your winner. I believe you got fastest lap as well, so great showing from Deck there to start on pole, finish the race in 1st, and also take fastest lap. So very well done to Deck and to the rest of the drivers as well. There's a little funky celebration dance from Deck there. Gets to lift the trophy, take the 1st win of season 11. Pop the champagne and spray all over the place. Just wait for this to come through. I don't think it's going to show me the standings, unfortunately, as the session's just ended. So, yep, that is your race for the evening.